I made a grave error, a monumental error. I got back in the pal world. I don't even know what fucking day it is anymore. But clown world waits for no one. From bounding into comics, transgender activist and Scotland First Minister Yusuf meltdown after police determines J.K. Rowling's social media post addressing transgender women as men are not criminal. So what's the fucking point of the law? Enacting a law that you're not going to fucking enforce it, huh? What are you going to do there, Chief? Seriously, what the fuck? I get rid of chatting. I'm not chatting, reading news. I'm gonna die from cough. Ugh. It has been fascinating unfolding of events. Police Scotland has determined that Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling's comment about transgender individuals are not to be considered hate speech under the country's draconian new hate crime and public order Scotland Act. We've covered the lead-in into this here, and J.K. Rowling going, "Come at me, bro." And it looks like they fucking gonna puss out. Gonna puss out like a little bitch. But I think it's because she can fight back with fuck you money. So they're probably gonna leave her alone and go after, Joe Blow. Or whatever the Scottish equivalent of Joe Blow is. Yeah, so far nothing's really come of it. A little tit for tat right now, but the main crux here is that the perpetually perturbed are just perpetually perturbed, and they're not getting their way of free cancel tranny hating women free. They're not getting their way. So I think it's funny, but Canada has a lot of shit on the law books and stuff, but they never enforce it. Well, not never, but a lot of things they don't. As a matter of course, because we don't have the manpower when it comes to our police force and stuff. So the British and like the UK, Britain specifically, and Scotland. In Ireland, all getting in a tizzy to we're gonna monitor and crack down on hate speech and stuff. Yeah, good luck trying that. Good luck actually enforcing that in Canada. Too big land, not enough people. It's like pissing in the wind when you actually have a shit ton of drug problems and murders and shit. Real shit. But I don't know. Maybe they'll pull the sand out of their vag and maybe actually go after J.K. Rowling just to make an example. But I kind of doubt it. I imagine this is not going to be the last that we hear the end of it. Government broadcaster, Radio Canada, my neck of the woods, accused the Sweet Baby Incorporated Detective Steam Curator Group Creator Curtis of leading a cyber harassment campaign. I'm not gonna go too much into it. It's fucking the CBC. The fucking CBC were all about Gamergate being a bunch of woman-hating misogynists back in the day, and I'm not terribly surprised to see nothing effectively has changed. And they're going over all the usual talking points. It's like, wah, harassment campaign, wah, instead of, actually what it is, and a call out of all the wokeness. And it's like, hey, I'm not telling you not to go after these guys, but here they are. So if you want to be an informed consumer and make an informed decision, well, here's a list of all the Sweet Baby Incorporated games. And that's all it is, and they're making a mountain out of a molehill. But then again, these are the same people that clutched their pearls during Gamergate 1, and they're going over the same playbook in Gamergate 2. It's kind of sad and pathetic, really, but I'm still amused regardless because it's just so fucking retarded. I mean, I'm literally not the only one calling in Gamergate 2. I mean, this is literally like CBC is, Canada's be all end all when it comes to new broadcasting. So they've signed off on calling it Gamergate 2. So I was just a little ahead of the curve. Oh, fucking, this shit's wild. Oh god, this DEI consultancy, and then NS, NNE saga. How the fuck are you gonna fuck that list? And Kotaku senior editor Alyssa McCartney called for former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern to be blacklisted from the video game industry. So Mark Kern has been kind of been on this Gamergate 2 thing since day one, calling out all their bullshit. And since he's like a big hotshot in the video game sector, a lot of people kind of use him sort of like O'Keefe. He's like an O'Keefe version, the game version of O'Keefe, effectively. A lot of people will go to him as like, hey, I got news for you, buddy. You didn't hear from me, kind of thing, and stuff. And Mark Kern will post on the twatters. And of course, all the usual suspects will get fucking booty blasted over, the mean old man, calling out the bullshit on the twatters, and of course they want to cancel him and all that stuff, but this is nothing new. Yeah, same old rigmarole and kvetching. It's like, well, you're doing targeted harassment, words are violence. Well, it's like all the usual shit. Actually, words of violence are going to come up in one or two later stories specifically. So put a pin on that one for now. Oh god. Yeah, we've seen most of this already and stuff, but this is kind of just like so the long and short of this one here is that the wagons are calling, Gondor is calling for aid in terms of the wagons being circled, and it's like all right, if we can defeat Mark, it's like we can't defeat Cabrulus Rambo, but if we can defeat Mark Kern, we will win. It's like that's these fucking mental midgets logic when it comes to that shit. It's like the big mean man on the internet. It's like we defeat him, if we get him banned off of Twitter, it's like it'll be victory. It's like fucking retarded shit. Oh yes. Stellar Blade developer rejects Western media outlets lampooning game over gender and racial diversity. Kim Hyung-tae, CEO of Shift Up Corporation, the game developer behind Stellar Blade, rejects Western critics lampooning the game over gender and racial diversity. Like, these guys really don't give a fuck. Korea's not that much different from Japan. Of course, I'm going to be someone's going to lynch me for saying that, but in this instance, they don't really give a rat's ass on of the opinions of the Western video game sphere, especially air quotes video game journalists and stuff. They a lot of these people have the inherent scorn that we all do when it comes to video game journalists. So, the fact that all the usual suspects are kvetching over this here, shit. Like we've covered this game already a few times and stuff. The TLDR, it's the one there with the body scan of the South Korean model and stuff, and the usual suspects are like, this is just male gaze. It's like never seen a woman before, and then getting called out on it immediately from the literal game devs. The game devs coming in and not giving a flying fuck what they think, and they put them in their place. And this here is just reiterating that they're not really giving a rat's ass and stuff. And it's like, look, we don't care. We're going to make a game that people want and buy, and we're going to make bank on it. And we're going to make bank on it with or without you, mostly without you. So it's just fucking hilarious. Oh god. Okay, so this is kind of like one of those weird Twilight Zone things where, like, broken clock, blind squirrel finds a nut. I don't know. This is funny. Pop star superstar Shakira criticizes Barbie for emasculating men. The story with this one here is that Shakira went to watch Barbie with her kids, and she realized that it was like feminist woke propaganda bullshit and stuff. And funny enough, at the end of the day, Ken stole the show. So so mission succeeded, I guess. And yeah, so she explained, I'm raising two boys and want them to feel powerful too while respecting women. I like pop culture when it attempts to empower women without robbing men of their possibility to be men. To also protect and provide. Holy shit, a woman in the year of our Lord 2024 knows how it fucking works. I have my game audio muted on fucking Sonar. I don't know why the OBS monitor is going haywire. I'm sure someone would have yelled at me if any game music was coming on. But I'll exit out just in case. Do. Exit. Yes. No, pal, world, you'll survive without me for an hour or two. I don't know if I'll survive though. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, so Shakira's actually has two brain cells that are up together and doesn't want her kids growing up with this woke nonsense and stuff. So you know what? Credit what credit's due. Good for her. And she's using her celebrity to platform, to say like, it's like, look, normies, it's like, this is bullshit. I'm not gonna tolerate for my kids, and neither should you, kind of thing. So I've said it before, and I'll say it again that I am of the opinion the tide is turning, and it's gonna be slow, but it's gonna be absolute. It's gonna take a while to get there, but when it gets there, oh boy, these motherfuckers are gonna be ground into dust. Okay, I chuckle over this one. Disney CEO Bob Iger believes he's removed removed Disney from the culture war and claims the company is not infusing messages in films and TV shows. Oh, yeah. So we've kind of covered this, and that Bob Iger thinks he's running the company and stuff, but he'll say like, we got rid of all the woke stuff, but then they'll have a drag show, in fucking Disneyland the next day. It's like no one's believing the bullshit that's coming out of his mouth. And quite frankly, why anyone cares anymore, I really don't give a damn. I know a few people tried to do a hostile takeover and get a couple of seats on the board. I covered that the other day in the follow of that there, but it looks like the status quo is remaining and stuff. But they're trying, like Bob here and Disney as a whole is really trying to gaslight the audience, saying like, "Oh, we're not woke. We don't have an agenda. We're not doing all this shit." And it's like, no, you totally are. Fuck off. It's like your company is one of the largest companies on the face of the planet and is going down to shitter. And this is a good thing. This is a good thing. Disney fucking dying. Oh, I never thought I'd live long enough to see a day. It's not there yet. It's not there yet, but it's getting there. Oh boy. And going over all the examples of Disney woke crap, including the Pride Night at Disneyland last June. Yeah, I forgot there was that. The Willow reboot. Fucking the X-Men reboot. No original ideas. Woke Jedi. Man, I'm thankful I never really was big into Disney because I have nothing to lose with it failing. And when Disney does fail, all the quote unquote Disney adults are going to be swinging from the rafters, and I'm not going to shed a tear. I'm going to crack a beer and laugh. So I was hinting at this one here. So with the conference call, Bob Iger said like, okay, there's no more woke shit. The wokeness is done. We're not woke. We don't have an agenda. But then, after CEO Bob Iger claims he's removed the company from culture war, Disneyland announced Disneyland After Dark Pride Night. Funny how that works. You know, says one thing out the right side of his mouth and says another thing out the left side of his mouth. Fancy that. Just a day after Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger claimed he removed the company from the culture war, Disneyland announced Disneyland After Dark Pride Night, and I don't have to go into details, exactly what it says on the tin. And it's just like, that's why I said in the previous article, Bobby I here is fucking gaslighting, trying to gaslight people, and he's failing miserably. It's like, I know the suits brought him back in to right the ship and stuff, but that's just not happening. It's kind of like the Biden administration. It's like, yeah, you can say you're in charge, but are you really? Are you really in charge? No. So I don't know. Burn, baby, burn. What's this one? Systems designer director at Respawn Entertainment, Reem Vincent, defends Fallout community manager who claimed broader community of white people are racist. Okay, yeah. So, this is its own little corner of Gamergate 2, where I remember covering this. So the Fallout community manager claimed everyone was whites. It's like white cis heterosexual males need to apply and all that usual bullshit we've covered before and stuff. But in that particular instance, they have their own set of wagons they're circling around and protecting the fucking clergy here. Respawn Entertainment system designer director Vincent took social media to defend Prime Video's Fallout community manager Liana Rupert. And then Mark Kern was reporting on this, and of course, he's public enemy number one, as we covered in the previous article. And TLDR, it's like white people can't be racist. It's like you can't be racist against white people because power and privilege and all that jazz. It's also tiring. It didn't work then, and it doesn't work now. And of course, they're on life support with this here stuff, so it's kind of sad and pathetic. But really sad and pathetic that they're trying the same tactics they tried last time, and it didn't really work last time, and it definitely is not working now. My God. So yep, that's that. Okay, this one's a little weird. I'm getting mixed messages all across the board on this one here. Helldivers 2 community manager declares game is pretty woke and reveals game was banning individuals she deemed bigots, transphobes, homophobes, and racists. Specifically on their social media, mostly Discord. This was happening. So, I know. Like the Helldivers 2 community manager Catherine Baskin declares the game is pretty woke and reveals the game was banning individuals she and developer Airhead Game Studios deemed bigots, transphobes, homophobes, and racists. And she seems to be the figurehead in this here, and like most of the other people in the company are kind of shutting the fuck up. But it looks like she's either the mouthpiece or is being built up to be the fall person. I can go either way on this. Yeah, she wrote, "We only ban the bigots, transphobes, homophobes, racists, etc. are not welcome in our community. We have to restrict the topics and the Helldivers 2 general chats for a while because it was triggering massive waves of hate speech which our staff was struggling with emotionally. Literally shaking. Triggered, literally shaking." Someone should throw a flashbang in their office and, really get them triggered. Fucking cunts. Uh, Grums is at it again, reporting the hard facts, and of course, people being pissy about it. Same shit, different day, or in this case, same shit, different cunt. So, I don't know. I don't know how much is going on with Helldivers 2. Everyone seems to love it, but there seems to be a little bit of drama in the background. But not my game, so I really don't care. But I thought I would just mention it because, flavor of the month game. Star Wars Outlaws community manager Shauna Jones appears to have animus against white men in numerous social media posts. I think we've covered this before, or maybe this is a new one. Have you noticed a pattern? They're all starting to fucking blend together. It's not like Hitler's nightmare of the browning. In this case, it's the cunting. All these cunts are just kind of bleeding into one each other. Shauna Jones, community manager for Ubisoft, who currently working on the upcoming Star Wars Outlaws game, appears to have animus against white men based on numerous posts of social media she has made. We cover some of these. I do recognize them. I do recognize the name now. Specifically is because it's the Star Wars one. Yeah, and I did have that conversation about Ubisoft the other day. Man, what a shit company. Grum's talking about it again, reporting, everyone kvetching. Same old shit about white man bad. White man need not apply. Turn all the women androgynous because women are second class citizens to men in this day in the year of our Lord 2024. You can't have women. You have to have gender fluid NBs. So I don't know. It's also tiring. Ooh, this one was very interesting. Larian Studios director of publishing Michael Mike Douche claims the mass layoffs at video games are an avoidable fuck up. The long and short of this one here is I've kind of roundabout covered it before and stuff, but I've read many longer essay forums in that this is not limited to the video game industry. This is a problem for all industries. So what happens is when the market gets bad, the company will tighten its belt by laying off workers because that's the major overhead is people's salaries. They'll fire a lot of people and stuff, but it's usually with the intent in the long term replace them with cheaper people. But that's never the case because the investment you have to put into training up to train up the new people to where the old people were, it's usually worse in the long run because you have a hidden quality and you have to sink a lot of time and resources to get these chuckle fucks up to speed, and many such cases. And the covering here specifically the video game industry, more specifically Baldur's Gate 3, because a lot of uh, because that company got a shit ton of layoffs after the game released and stuff. We're kind of kicking teeth for them, but honestly, it happens all the fucking time, and they're going over this of how it's an industry norm, and it really shouldn't be. And I agree, it shouldn't be because it's not efficient. I have a big stick up my ass when it comes to efficiency, and the way economics work in this here is that firing everyone and then rehiring new people or rehiring the old ones back and stuff is a really fucking terrible system. It's this is why I don't like publicly traded companies and stuff because they have all these tricks in their books to to game the system for short-term, stock gains and stuff at the cost of long-term profits and company growth and brand loyalty and all that jazz. Uh, broken horse. We've seen this a million times. I like this. I like this here quote. He later added, time and time again, industry to industry, you will see the same phenomenon: consolidation, price hikes, quality cuts, automation, and this shift is not just limited to end sellers; it's happening to distributors, shipping, logistic companies, and suppliers. Because of the shift in economic focus from product competition to financial competition, inflationary pressures, or death sentence, encouraging a profiteering downward spiral. Companies will simultaneously automate, cut labor, cut quality, shrinkflate, and raise prices, he explained. Anyone who isn't a complete retard who's been alive for any number of years, but especially the last 5 or so, yeah, this is reality. Oh, God. And they're going over like food examples of, food is a good example because everyone knows it, everyone sees it, and but everyone still tolerates it. The only way to fix it is just don't buy their products. Just stop buying their products. You may think it's a lot harder than it sounds, but trust me, it isn't. Oh no, fucking this cunt again. Former PlayStation narrative director Kim McCaskill called gamers who oppose Black Lives Matters racist and admits gaming studios discriminate hiring practices by prioritizing females. We've covered this content in the past, but in this particular instance, she's been shown to be on record saying that, yeah, literally, this is the way the modern gaming industry right now with all the SEGDI and bridge and all that fucking nonsense, in that, white men need not apply. And of course, it's funny because this is a white woman. This is literally the comic of like, oh no, you poor dumb nigger, let me speak on your behalf. Let me be your white savior. Bullshit. Verbatim. And just going over all the kvetching of like, it's like, oh, it's difficult to be a woman in the gaming industry, toxic masculinity, blah, 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 all the usual shit. But it's kind of funny but in this particular instance, she's using the bludgeon of Black Lives Matter and race as a white upper middle class woman. Many such cases never stops being funny. And she's really pissy. Like, so amongst all the white characters still being white, your issue is that black character isn't Asian. To digress, I'm a huge advocate for getting more Asian, Polynesian visibility in casting. I'm known for it, but I don't see how making a character black can cause more upset than keeping a character white, because keeping a character white is so much more worse. You fucking cunt. Oh God. In 2020, she also admitted being feminist whose ideology has demonic origins. In response to Bill Burr's opening monologue on Saturday Night Live, she wrote, "As a white you just listen to this pretentious cunt. As a white feminist, I have been offended that it actually tried to say something. This is just recycled Burr angles, nothing new." It's just like, fucking cunt. Going over her work history. So, God, I swear to God, ever since Gamergate 2 popped off, all the usual suspects, other than the old hags at this point, are crawling out of the woodwork. It's just so fucking retarded. Speaking of retarded, this one's actually funny. Disney allegedly blames Florida for the failure of the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. For those who don't know, Disney decided to make like a effectively a dry dock cruise kind of thing stuff, but Star Wars theme is like a bit. It was literally like all like an exclusive resort, Star Wars LARP. That's pretty much what it was, and it did not do. It fucking it failed. It failed, and they're closing it down. And I did cover a news article before where they're literally just giving away they're giving away the glasses and cutlery. So it's done. But uh, this article is based on uncorroborated rumor and speculation from inside source, notable Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser failure, Disney response. So apparently, everyone behind the scenes knows why it failed. Is because Star Wars sucks because it's woke and it's shit nowadays. So, you know, who's gonna pay like thousands upon thousands of dollars to for an all expense paid like Star Wars LARPing experience? But the caveat being it's new Star Wars. So it's like not surprised it failed. But it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. They're kind of I read I read the original reports and stuff, and they're kind of just like, oh, market factors, blah blah blah, all the usual bullshit and stuff. Other than admitting, they failed on their own merit is what it comes down to. So I don't know. Okay, so I did not pay attention to the. Honestly, I haven't paid attention to Avatar since the end of Korra, where the end of the Legend of Korra, where I kind of just wipe my hands of it and I'm done. So like the Netflix series, I had no faith in it, nor was I going to bother watching it, and I'm not surprised it's not doing that well. But allegedly, they got renewed for a couple more seasons. But Netflix Avatar: Last Airbender show runner Albert Kim exits the show 2 months after first season debut. Albert Kim, showrunner for Netflix Avatar: Last Airbender, who helmed the first season of the series after the original creators exited the show in 2020, will not be returning for a series' second season. Where's the fun bit? Oh yeah, so apparently they're fucking off to one of those new opportunities will be for Netflix competitor, the Walt Disney Company, as Disney Plus series Percy Jackson and the Olympians of all fucking things. He will be an executive producer on the show alongside a bunch of people I don't care about. And he will also reportedly develop a new project for Disney as well. So, jumping ship from Netflix Avatar to Disney, as I've said in the previous articles, the sinking ship that is Disney. Jumping from a sinking ship that is Netflix to another sinking ship that is Netflix is, you know what? Interesting strategy, Colton. Let's see how it plays out. I shouldn't have to go into what Avatar is. We know what Avatar: Last Airbender is by now. Oh my god, that CGI Appa is fucking horrifying. What the fuck? How? How do you fuck up Appa? How? Fuck. Nope. Gotta go away. Or else I'm gonna fucking have a stroke. Avatar: Last Airbender was a good show. It was a good show. And nothing else came from it. And there's Chain open a bunch of them right now. All right, that's all we have. Okay, so I'm sure some of us have heard this by now. New England hospitals stop reporting newborns with drugs in the system because it disproportionately affects black individuals. Wow! An entire demographic of crack babies is going to go unreported because it makes them look bad. I feel bad for the kids, but yeah, Yep, it's pretty cut and dry in this one here. It's because despite making up, it's literally it's literally the statistic meme at this point. It's just like fuck, fuck. I just I I what is this? I can't even. It's just like they're not gonna report. They're not gonna report like crack and fentanyl babies anymore because it makes them look bad. That's all it comes down to. It's fucking retarded. Help the kids. It's like help the kids. Fuck the parents. Help the kids. I should rephrase that. No, I'm gonna stick with it. Fuck them. Okay. I've covered this before in different permutations, and it's kind of rehashing a lot of stuff I've already talked about. So I'm just gonna TLDR it. Maybe the academic bubble is finally popping, and this year, as a Jeffrey Tucker via the Epoch Times, I recognize that name. He's good folk, but he's covering mostly shit we covered before in that the value of the post secondary education is non-existent these days. It's gone. It died a long time ago. Everything they're offering you is worthless, both in terms of its inherent content is worthless. Like all the gender studies and interpretive basket weaving dance studies and all that shit and stuff. Is devalued what it is. And plus, the clown show that was the fucking congressional hearing with Claudine Gay and company way back when didn't help things. And I got a couple. Yeah, there's one or two fucking university college articles after this one here to kind of bring the point home and stuff. But long story short, it ain't worth it anymore unless you're like going to like a very inoculated like technical school or kind of thing stuff, and you need it for your job. Like for example, for me being a geologist, I have to literally have a science degree. No offense about science. I can't do my job legally without it. It is what it was. But I passed that shit a long time ago, and I don't have to go. I don't have to deal with it anymore. Thank fucking god. Okay. Oh my god. When I read this one, I was in tears. I was in fucking tears. You try living with them. Botswana offers 20,000 elephants to Germany. Botswana has offered to send 20,000 elephants to Berlin, telling Germany's left-wing government it should try living with the mammals before pushing trophy hunting bans on African countries. So, uh, long story short, uh, uh, like poaching is always going to be a problem. However, the poaching problem they've dealt more or less have gotten under control for the most part and stuff. So like a lot of animal populations, in this case specifically elephants, have bounced back and have bounced back hard. And to like manage, like wildlife management 101, if the population is booming, what you do is you cull them and stuff. If natural predators and disease and all that stuff ain't doing its job in kind of maintaining a healthy population and stuff, what a lot of governments will do, like mine included, and a shit ton of countries in Africa do this too, will allow hunting permits. Specifically, it's like up here we have like a tag system for like deer and bears and moose and stuff. Like big game tags. Like you win your tag or you buy your tag, and or who you got the tag. Yeah. And you get you go bag your animal. And a lot of African countries do the same thing. And in terms of tourism, trophy hunting tourism is a legitimate business. It sounds counterintuitive, but it is a legitimate business uh, for a lot of nations, and fucking Botswana is one of them. And it's kind of funny because Germany. This is pushback because Germany recently passed a law. I think I might have covered it, or I might not have covered. Either way, Germany recently passed a law uh, to prohibit the importing of trophy game products and stuff. And this here will specifically hinder their tourism industry and all that jazz and stuff. So like of course you know the tourism board and everyone involved are just like, hey Nazis, you like elephants? Here, have an elephant. Have 20,000 elephants. See how you fucking like dealing with Dumbo shitting everywhere and tearing up the place and stomping on little Timmy. And they're not having it and stuff. And I'm just loving it because uh, Germany is having a case as as before of white savior, as like, oh be quiet, be quiet, silence you stupid nigger, and let mighty whitey talk and deal with this here. And of course African nations are just like, ah, who can play that game, bitch? I don't. I have a feeling it's mostly an empty threat because the logistics of shipping a bunch of animals out to Berlin is not really feasible and stuff. But the fact they're saying like, look, you want them here, you take them. I think it's funny. Oh, what did I do for that one? Oh, right. Let's see. So it was the Fanny article. Yes, it's this one. Give me a second. One of my articles went missing in the ether because I didn't type it right. Let's see. Edge paste. That'll teach me for fucking formatting. Okay, that's the original one. Now the archive should be live. And I just gotta replace it with the one that works. Let's see. Yep, that's where the typo was. Silly me. Let's see. Bizarre routers. Paste. Save and double check to make sure the link works. Okay, we're back in business. There we go. Oop, oop, oop. Okay. Bizarre Routers article warns climate change is hurting Indonesian trans sex workers. I think we all saw this make the rounds on the forum, and I've seen. If I'm being honest, this isn't the most retarded thing I've seen. I mean, for fuck's sakes, I lived through the Al Gore years. They'll pick at anything. I mean anything for an excuse to like you know piss and moan about the climate change is going to kill this and it's going to change that and blah blah blah. So it's like, okay, it's Indonesian tranny sex workers. Okay, sure, why not? We've done everything else at this point. Who gives a fuck at this point? And the author Leo got to complain. complains that nearly 93% of respondents saw a decrease in income during the rainy season, explaining trans women are among the most affected by extreme weather linked to climate change, as well as suffering disproportionately when disaster strikes. Oh no, won't someone think of the poor Indonesian trans sex workers? So literally, the hill this guy is dying on is because when it's the monsoon season, people don't want to go outside or work the street or go find a hooker. Funny how that works. I might be crazy, but I think this is something a little more insidious than just climate change. It's called your fucking Johns don't want to get wet because your fucking troons aren't going to get wet either. Hey-oh. Oh, fuck. I there are no words. We all had a chuckle about this when it first made the rounds. It was stupid then. It's stupid now. Okay, now so it's yeah. So I mistyped the previous archive link and it was mixed up with this one. So all right. So, in the continuing Telenova saga of Fannie Willis, Fannie opened up the felony. District Attorney Willis now accused of illegally recording lawyer given till Monday to recuse. That is to say, today. Felton County District Attorney Fannie Willis has been accused of illegally recording a lawyer in the Trump, Georgia case. Now, the long story short on this one here is that not everywhere is a one party. Okay, so here's how it breaks down when it comes to recording a conversation. It's either both agree on it, and that's like a two-party state, so you both have to agree to a recording, or it's a one-party state. For example, in Canada, Canada is a one-party state. So, for example, if I'm having a conversation with you, I can record it without having to tell you, and you can do the same thing with me. But for example, if we're having a conversation and someone else slides their phone under the door and tries to record us and they're not part of the active conversation, then that fucker is fucked. It's the getaway. It's the getaway of wiretapping, but you get the point. You know, if two people are in a conversation, if I'm in a conversation with someone, I can consent to myself recording, and the other person can fuck off. And I've mentioned this before, since Canada is a one-party state in this regard. I've I have record. I pulled a mile Yiannopoulos on this here. I have recordings on a lot of people trying to get me fired and stuff, and it's just like, oh, this is how you want to go, buddy? Okay, fine. I got my receipts. Oh, you didn't think I didn't, did you? But in a lot of places, you do it's a two party situation and stuff. So in this particular case, Willis here was in, unfortunately, one of the state. I forget which one. I think it was Georgia. But whatever. In the process of going about her duties and stuff, she recorded a conversation where she was not legally allowed to, and of course, as with everything else in this fucking dumpster fire of a court case, they're just throwing everything at it and stuff, and giving everything else she's fucking done, breaking the law again and again and again, breaking it one more time. It shouldn't really be surprising at this point. The SEC okay, I had a chuckle with this one. The SEC forced the whole climate reporting mandate for businesses. So I covered this before, in that the SEC was trying to pass environmental DEI, SEG, whatever you want to call it, all the environment death cult nonsense. The SEC wanted to codify into law of having to report all that useless bullshit. And everyone and their dog, I mean everyone and their fucking dog, sued the SEC saying, no, we ain't doing this shit. Fuck off. And it has come to pass that they've pretty much said, okay, message heard loud and clear. We're fucking off. which is fucking surprising given it's the SEC. But I don't know. There's a lot of cases still working its way through the system. So whether this ends up being whether this has teeth or not, or if they're just paying lip service to all the court cases going on right now, I don't care either way. I'm just really funny that the SEC had to put out a press release saying like, okay, 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 you fucking goyim, calm the fuck down, oy vey. Oh, it's just so fucking hilarious, man. Uh, but of course, the major talking point, of course, for anyone with two brain cells to rub together is like, how what the fuck does the environment and climate change have to do anything with uh not committing fraud? Oh, wait, because you guys are committing fraud. Oh, I understand now. Yes. But in real world and stuff, the whole point of this here rigmarole is to protect the investors from not getting scammed. Oh, and you're trying to do a scam. Oh, funny how that goes. Really? Yeah, we've been over this before, but still, this is one big thing that will never stop being funny to me is the climate death cult. Kershey has her danger hairs. I have my climate death cult and the Vax cult. Okay, Climate Con and the Media Censorship Complex, Part 1. This is a long ass but very well thought out essay, but most of the talking points we covered before. I've just, again, once in a while, there'll be like a big, long, very informative, thorough essay I'll show and give the time of day to. But little pieces here and there we've covered over the months at this point and stuff. So it's nothing new under the sun for us. But it's still a very good read and a one stop shop for like, okay, give it to someone else. It's like, okay, you want one stop shop for all this bullshit? Here you go, kind of thing. So stuffy. I just want spring to just figure, make its mind up on the temperature swings, please and thank you. Oh God, drown my own fluids. Container ship reportedly lost power. Not Baltimore this time. New York Harbor, right before Verano Narrows Bridge. So apparently, another another fucking another cargo ship had a oopsie whoopsie fucky wucky when it came to the power by a bridge in a major American metropolitan area slash waterway. Huh? It's kind of weird. One time's a coincidence. Twice, maybe. Let's see if there's like a third, or maybe something hasn't gone reported yet. And you know, again, I've said this before. A lot of times a lot of things happening in the news is an artifact of a news in and of itself. But fucking cargo container ships plowing into bridges. I don't know. We all watched the video from the first one. It was a little sussy. It was a little sussy baka, if I may be so bold to say. And this here happening again, effectively. You know, shit's going down, and I don't like it. I'm a doomer, but I don't like it. But in lighter news, fast food shooting at Wendy's, Chipotle go viral. Two shootings at fast food restaurants in Democrat-run cities went viral last week after enraged customers went off on employees during an argument. So pretty much the long story short with this one here is that usual suspects, didn't get their order right and decided to shoot the motherfucker. I'm going to pop a cap in your ass for fucking up my Chipotle and the other one, my Wendy's order. So it's just like, why the God fucking damn it. like I said before, and I'll say it again, the American slave trade was a mistake, and not for the reason you think of. Turn those fucking ships around. You don't know what hell you're bringing upon this earth. But I don't know. It's the day it ends a wipe, and again, this was fucking Chicago, so yeah. Oh god. I don't know. I got the links. I got the links posted in Discord. You can fucking you can read them up. It's so fucking funny. You ever feel Short's getting uppity? Drop this bad boy on him. God damn it. God damn it, Warren. Uh, First of all, how dare you? Second of all, how dare you? I'm. I just saved the clip. Okay, what's this one? Okay, I bounced around. Oh, open back up, damn you. I'm bouncing around there. Okay, okay. I'm gonna actually move these around. Let's see. There. Well, since we're still in the climate thing, we'll start with this one. Okay. Secretive experiment to shoot aerosols into sky over San Francisco to increase cloud cover. We covered this before, and it shouldn't be any surprise to anyone. The Bill Gates and company want to. Again, this is the main reason why I really monumentally capital H hate the climate death cult, is because it is a cult. They drank the Flavor Aid a long time ago. They are true believers. They think they are doing a good thing by fucking up the world even more. And I covered a couple. Yeah, I remember a few weeks ago I covered a couple back-to-back articles going over the whole geoengineering thing and how it's a stupid, retarded idea. It's fucking retarded. And but in this particular case here, they were going to do an experiment over San Francisco, and they got caught. And they're sorry they got caught. And they even I won't go too much into it, but they go into it in that they've tried to keep it a secret, because if people knew what they were doing, people would say fuck off. And people found out and they told them to fuck off. Because duh. It's like, you're not God. Stop playing God. It's like, the planet's fine. Just leave it the fuck alone. Stop raping the planet, you fucking rich assholes. Jesus fuck. So, in this one particular instance, the sanity of California, of all places, San Francisco, on top of all of that, even so, has prevailed, and that the experiment didn't come to pass. But you know they're fucking doing it. This is the time they got caught. How about all the other times they never got caught? And it's just like, but more people are aware of this, more aware of this bullshit, and are calling it out for what it is. And you know what? Credit where credit is due. Good on you, California. I feel dirty for saying that. Ugh, mini shower. Speaking of California, UCLA Med School forces students to attend Hamas supporters lecture on housing injustice. You may think this is bullshit, but we've been down this path before, in that doesn't matter what the profession is, everything is compromised right now. I do mean everything is compromised. And I remember covering a while back of like they've updated the Hippocratic Oath for modern audiences, because it's like what people feel and what people believe, instead of that fucking nasty and dirty reality. That is like that do no harm thing. It does get in the way of us chopping off chicks' tits and boys' dicks and pumping them full of hormones for the rest of their lives to create a lifelong customer. Well, lifelong until they 41% themselves. But I digress. So this was literally a required course. well, not course, but they part of this med school's curriculum to go to. Literally, this person was a literal commie terrorist. Free Palestine, all that usual bullshit and stuff. But here's the rub. It was a required lecture for med students. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck does the Middle East have to do with being a doctor? No, because you know we said this before and we'll say it again. Like the colleges and universities are indoctrination centers now. I mean, for fuck's sakes, look at this nonsense. Look at these nogs. It's like dressing up as Abdul over here, and it's like fucking Antifa. You're just missing all she's missing. All they're missing is the fucking bike lock. At this point, it's just like, what the fuck? But there's a silver lining to all this here, because the monsters have come back. Democrats cry foul as anti-free speech allies turn against them. Wow, you make the fucking system anti-free speech, and then suddenly the mechanisms and tools you created are used against you. Wow. It's almost like you are fucking illiterate when it comes to history and how the real world fucking works. You create the system and fucking turn those screws against your enemies. You turn them. And then suddenly it swings back the other way. And then all those laws and all those things, like everything is, all the groundwork you laid there is there for anyone to use, including your enemies against you, because they'll fucking remember. But in this particular instance, it's less your enemy using it against you, in that more like the overturn window, and the goalposts are always moving and stuff. And those little rabble rousers you fucking created, those little monsters you made, and suck them against the fucking the dirty white Christian conservatives and stuff. Wow, you are starting to fail the purity test, and then when you fail the purity test, as you will inevitably do, they fucking come for you. Huh? Really? Never seen that happen before. Nope, never. Totally new to me. Hasn't happened repeatedly throughout history. But what do I know? So it's just going over details of a specific talk that got canceled and deplatformed. It's the age old. If you can't have an argument, if you can't debate someone on their own merits, just have a tard rage, and by golly, that's still alive and well in the year of our Lord 2024. Talks in universities getting canceled, but the funny thing is left talks getting canceled by farther left people. So, you know what, that pro-Palestine terrorist one from the medical students from before and stuff, you know what? You fucking deserve each other at this point. Because goddamn. And now ending on this what the fuckery. Not Dylan Mulvaney for once. Transgender human doll lectures J.K. Rowling about what a woman is. For those of you who don't know, this weird kabuki theater whore is actually a man. In the bizarre news segment, a transgender person who used to refer to himself as the human Ken doll. You remember him? This guy. The human Ken doll attempted to lecture J.K. Rowling on what a woman really is, declaring that the author should stick to what she knows. Being a real woman. Unlike him, who's a fake woman. A really ugly one at that. The Brazilian-British OnlyFans personality born Rodrigo Alves, now known as Jessica Alves, has undergone so much plastic surgery that he can barely speak or move, including implants and enhancements, resulting in the appearance that resembles a cartoon-like spoof of a woman. I'm sorry, honey, but that's a fucking demon. That's a fucking demon. Yet in a clip from an interview on GB News, Alves claims, I don't believe I'm a woman. I am a woman. And it's ma'am. It's ma'am. And adding, even my birth certificate has been changed to born a female. Yes, but that does not actually change reality, my good sir. Actually, that's an insult to sirs at this point. And it's going on and on about, it's like, oh, I was always a woman, trans rights, blah blah blah, and pick on J.K. Rowling because she's a turf non grata at this point and stuff, as we've covered ad nauseum and earlier in this very stream. Why is the second light avatar fighting J.K. Rowling? I don't fucking know. J.K. It's like the previous one with the colleges and universities making making the system, and making the monsters to manage the system, and our shock Pikachu face when the monsters come back and kick them, and bite them and stuff. J.K. Rowling's the same thing. J.K. Rowling is a libtard. She fostered her community. She sucked the cock of the church, uh, of wokeness and stuff. But when the whole tranny thing really popped off, it's like, oh, suddenly we've gone too far. It's like, honey, I'm sorry, but that was the end goal. If you didn't see it, then you're a fucking retard. So you know what? You deserve each other at this point. So, meh. Fuck. I'm surprised I got worked up as I did over that. I've been like spending the last couple of days just like being a total goblin in fucking Pal World right now because for whatever reason my previous okay, I said before I was thinking of restarting. I was thinking of restarting a game with the new patch and stuff, but that was forced on me because of my old save file. My old fucking old save file, it didn't want to work. Even if I tried reloading it, it didn't want to fucking work. So it looked like I was going to start a new game anyway. So that was a very easy decision. So whatever, whatever. I'm having actually a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun this time around. So much so, only a 1 hour stream. Not on my watch. Not on my fucking watch. Let's see if I can do a window capture. Paddle world, paddle world, paddle world. That's not a good sign. Game is already running. The devil, you say? Let's try closing Steam. Ah, yes, closing Steam kills VTuber Studio. Right, right. Okay. I'm going to try running Pal World first and then run VTube Studio. Just to see if it works correctly. Oh, computer, why are you doing this to me? My game is fucking bork. I'm gonna scream. Control Alt Delete. Don't do this to me, notebook. I have a couple of backup files this time around again, so don't fucking do this to me. Oh, come on, just bring up Task Manager. I'm gonna close all instances of Steam. Piece of shit. There is you. There is you. Alright, VTube Studio. Force close. And process. Pal World. And process. Why? Okay, here's how badly Steam, VTube Studio, and Power World is going on right now. My System Explorer is frozen. I still see OBS working. I'm pretty sure Stream's still working. Everything involved otherwise, other than the stream, does not seem to be working. Yep, something happened. Yep, she's still thinking. She's still thinking. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe this was a sign it was not meant to be. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna give up here. Might have to reboot my computer to get my game back up and going. Anyway, well, news was fun while it lasted, and the game was just not meant to be tonight. So thanks for coming. Take it easy. Later.